man, so a red day for Bitcoin, down 2.4%, but I've just seen something interesting going on in the markets. We've got altcoins holding up far better than Bitcoin. What could this signal? What could this mean? Why is this happening? I've also seen an interesting chart which suggests we could be heading for this bottom, right? We could be at this bottom already. So let's take a look. Let's dive straight into this. Make sure you smash up the like button and subscribe. This video today is brought to you by PRIMEXBT. So go get your guys set up on PRIMEXBT. They're offering some of the best bonuses right now, up to $7,000 you can get just by depositing. Very straightforward. Head over into here. You can head over into the main section here, click on deposit, get your funds deposited, and they're going to offer you up to $7,000, which you can trade with. Once you've got that, head into margin, choose your favorite coin, right? If it's Phantom, they've got Phantom for you. Head over to Phantom, really straightforward to buy. You can do all your technical analysis on here, which is really good. And you can set up a simple buy order. Easy as that. Check out PRIMEXBT and at least collect your free trading reward thanks to PRIMEXBT. But what are we seeing here in the charts? Because what's interesting, and you can see the chart I'm sharing with you, is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, let me zoom in first to show you guys what's happened. We've got a really big red candle today. It's a bearish engulfing candle from a technical perspective, which normally suggests you could be seeing some movement to the downside over the next couple of days. It's a big drop in Bitcoin dominance as far as compared to what we've been seeing recently. If we zoom out, you'll see the yellow line was the break of trend. And when that happened, we knew we were going to get strength in Bitcoin. And this makes complete sense. As we enter more and more uncertain times, people want to rotate across to Bitcoin. But the question is this going to continue, or have altcoins and investors more importantly said enough is enough? These altcoins are crazy cheap right now. We need to pile into them. Because if you look at this, and you can see it here on the right hand side, you've got Bitcoin down 2.3%. Let's just bring that into view for you guys. Bitcoin down 2.38%. You've got Ethereum only down 0.6%. You've got things like Phantom down 1.6% for a small cap. That's holding up better than Bitcoin today. You've got ADA running. We're going to come on to why Cardano is running 6.6% today. Algorand running 4% today. Coty running 13% today. We're going to cover that off. So you've got these coins holding up a lot better than Bitcoin. It's the first time for quite a while we've had one of these days. And when I zoom out here like this, you can almost see what's happening, right? We're getting to this kind of resistance level around the 47.7% mark on the Bitcoin dominance, where normally we start to get rejected. It's not the first time, right? We got rejected from there, we got rejected from there, we got rejected from there. Will we see a similar cooling off in Bitcoin? Now, my take on this is it's only going to happen if we see markets start to feel a little bit more buoyant. I don't think altcoins are going to have a crazy run without Bitcoin now moving. And the reason for that is we know Bitcoin is still hugely correlated to the wider stock market. And you can see today that the markets are still not happy. Dow Jones down 0.8%, 1% down on the S&P, and almost 0.7% down on the NASDAQ. And why are we down? We're still fearful of the three R's, right? Russia, recession, and rates. Those are the things which are worrying the market right now. You can see Russia continues to be in the headlines with these kind of worrying headlines. That's lingering in investors' minds. That uncertainty creates nerves in the market, and people don't want to allocate capital to risky bets. We then have the issue around rates, okay? What's going to go on with rates? Are we going to get a double rate hike, which the market has priced in? We got the CPI reading on Friday, which, by the way, we'll cover off on this channel. I'm scrambling last minute to try and make myself available to go fly out to Texas for the Consensus Conference. Guys, if you are there, sorry, come and say hello. Come and say hello to me. Come find me. Feel free to come over and meet and let's have a chat. I'll be over at Consensus, not sponsored. I just want to cover this off for you guys. In fact, the team have been pretty awful over at Consensus, if you're watching, because I was trying to get out there to give some coverage to the event and bring you guys the updates to the community. And I'm going to be making my own way out there to make sure you guys get the update. So do expect some videos on the road out there in Consensus, giving you updates and speaking to some of the people there. I want to listen to all the key updates on various different things. We know Cardano have a few important announcements to make, as do Coty. Phantom, of course, are going to have a lot of stage time, and obviously a lot of the other great projects out there as well. So look out for that content. Now, coming back to what's going on, right? We're seeing all of these altcoins start to move. So the question is, are we going to get that movement down? Now, on Bitcoin, let's take a quick look here at the technicals. And as you can see, Bitcoin has just been continuing to play its well games. And I said this on Sunday over the weekend, if you're watching my content, that we were heading for a volatile week. So any of you guys who were trading crazy leverage positions and got not once, but wrecked once or twice here, please guys, you've got to heed these warnings. These whales know what they're doing. They sit there waiting and they liquidate you. And they're just making easy money here by throwing you back into the range, waiting for you to get excited and then liquidating you back down again. Please guys, do not do that. I know I've got a BYBIT link down below, but I'm not telling you to trade crazy leverage. Go there, trade with spot, stop loss, risk management, and do it the proper way. Don't just jump into there with high leverage trades at obvious positions like this and get wrecked to the downside. This is not good for crypto long term. And it's one of the reasons we can't get a rally on Bitcoin, is because when people do see glimpses of a rally, they go in heavy with leverage and chase their greed. We don't need to be greedy. Be in crypto for the long run, invest in the long run, and things will become a lot easier for you when you do that. So here on Bitcoin, we've got a few options. We can either start trending up and try to break 31 and then 32 slowly. Again, we got rejected 3 times now by the level here at about 31,500, but through to 31,800. We've got to get through this. Now, the good news is you can see this little bit of support here above 30,000 has been good, because the previous support came in at around 29.5. So we've got a higher low, but we've got to go and post a higher high, right, in order to trend upwards. So if we don't do that, we've got to look at lower price points again. So I keep reminding you guys that the bottom of the channel sits at 28,600. So don't get too excited just yet, if and until we don't clear these 2 yellow lines where we've struggled to break before. If we can clear these, I'm expecting a nice move through to 32,614 and then onwards. That's what we want to look out for. Now, a lot of it's going to depend on Friday. Like I said to you, I'm going to be traveling, but on Friday, we're going to get the CPI reading. Does it come in hot? Does it come in low? That's what we want to see. We want to see this inflection point down. To remind you guys, the previous reading was 6.2. We need this to come in at about 6 or 5.9. If we come in lower than that, really good. The markets can rally because it means the interest rate hikes are working. If it comes in higher than that, that's a bit of a worry. That's a sign that come the FOMC meeting early next week, June the 14th, June the 15th, Jerome Powell could choose to be more aggressive if his interest rate hikes aren't working so far. Very important that we understand that, because as far as the market is concerned, they've priced in a double rate hike. So anything more than that is going to shock the market. Anything less than that could lead to an opportunity to rally. Fear and greed index still at extreme fear, as understood. Until we don't get above 32, 33, the greed is not going to come back into the market. So the only people buying right now are those with solid conviction in the markets. Now, why is Cardano running? Well, there's quite a few things. We know Charles Hodgkins has been quite open. He said there's a whole bunch of announcements which he'll be giving in Austin, Texas over this weekend, and we look forward to hearing some of those. But more importantly was this. Grayscale have an Ethereum fund. This is their smart contract platform where they invest in other smart contracts outside of Ethereum. And big parts of those portfolios were Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, Polygon, Stellar, Cosmos, Algorand. We covered this many months ago when they launched this fund. Now, what they went ahead and done was increase their Cardano percentage to 32.33%. This is huge for a few reasons. One, it means they're far more confident on Cardano than Solana. Maybe they're doing this to hedge against Solana, given some of the outages we've seen over the time. Maybe they're feeling a little bit less confident. They're twice as confident than they are about Polkadot, and they're 3 times as confident as Avalanche. So when you see the smart money like this move, look at what they're doing and pay attention and build your portfolios like this. I can't stress this enough. There's so many people who love Algorand, let's say, but go crazy and hold like 20, 30% of their portfolio in it. Absolutely crazy. Look, they have belief and conviction in something like Algorand, but they do so with 3.9% of their portfolio. Same with Polygon. They love Matic. They love the solution, the L2 solution, just like I do, but 7.3% of their portfolio. And that's what we can all learn from these experienced investors, that you need to get your allocations right based on your conviction. And that's the key here. And they're backing Cardano here to really push on. And that's where the smart money is moving. And no doubt they will know some of these announcements before we do. That is why the price is moving. You can see Cardano moving 6%. You know Coty, which, like I said to you guys, I was invested in Coty, and I've been talking about it a lot on this channel as a proxy investment with Cardano. They are married at the hip and they will move together. But Coty being smaller market cap, you can get more explosive moves. And that's why you're seeing Cardano up 6%, but you're seeing something like Coty up 12%. Again, if you guys are holding Coty, it should be a tiny part of your portfolio. It's a small market cap project, but it can ride the success of Cardano. And there's been a few updates around Coty being able to launch a bit of a ERC20 standard, which will allow them to mint other tokens on their blockchain. We've also seen updates around JED token, which is obviously the token on the stablecoin, algorithmically backed stablecoin on the Cardano network. So really positive things coming from this network as well, which is really good. Now, the other point on Bitcoin just to make was this chart was really interesting. And this is your realized loss. And we've spoken about over the weekend a whole bunch of on-chain metrics, but this is another interesting one for us to look at. When you see realized losses spike, think of realized loss as people selling lower than the price they bought, right? That's a realized loss because it's not realized until you sell. So at this point, at the beginning of Jan, when the price was in bear market, you saw people were taking realized loss. In March 20, during COVID, you saw people taking realized loss. In the summer of 2021, when Bitcoin was falling towards 29, you saw spikes in realized loss. And again, we're seeing spike in realized loss. And when that spike happened last summer, you saw that it wasn't long before we actually bottomed out. There's a little bit of period, and then we bottomed out. In the March COVID time, the realized loss spike was exactly at the point of bottoming out, and so was it in the Jan 19 bear as well. So there's an interesting sign of, is this the bottom? Are we going to bottom out for a little bit longer? Evidence suggests that that could be the case. Now, the difference here is we're heading towards a global recession, and that's what we need to understand. This is a unique period of time where Bitcoin has to face a global recession, followed by, after a period of unprecedented printing after a pandemic, right? So this is unprecedented times. We don't know how crypto is going to react. We don't even know how the stock market and traditional finance is going to react. So we need to be prepared to hedge our bets and prepare ourselves for the long period. So for me, very straightforward. I'm only in high conviction plays, right? And if I'm in any smaller market cap plays, they're very small parts of my portfolio. I want to stick with what I know. I want to stick with projects that if we fall 20 to 30% from here, I'm not bothered taking out my Binance or my Coinbase or whichever other apps, BYBIT and PRIMEXBT, to load up on some more. And that's the key. You need to be in that position to do that with your high conviction plays. If you have plays right now, or you're holding on to tokens, which if they were to fall another 20% from here, if Bitcoin was to head to 20,000 and your coin would fall another 30-40% from here, are you going to panic sell? Because the question is, if you are, you're probably too over allocated to them, or you don't have not enough conviction in those. So make sure you rotate into your favorite plays, just like we saw the smart money Grayscale do there. They just made a slight reallocation across to a bit more Cardano, because based on the latest data, they've seen what's happened. They maybe got a little bit spooked with Solana, or not too excited with some of the progress made by some of the other platforms, and they rotated a little bit to Cardano. We need to be doing that. We need to be active with our portfolios. We need to understand what's going on, increase our conviction, and make sure our portfolio reflects that. Cannot emphasize that enough, guys. That's the most important thing, is we do not get caught up with crazy allocations on crazy altcoins, and we see what happens from there. So there you have it, guys. Still expecting more of a volatile market. Don't expect any clear direction until Friday. That's my view. That's been my view from Sunday until we get the FOMC meeting, really. Well, we get the CPI on Friday, then the FOMC meeting early next week. Then maybe if the FOMC meeting comes in our favor and Jerome Powell doesn't spook the market, maybe we can have a period of green. If not, we could be seeing lower price points. And that's what I'm preparing for, because it's better that I'm prepared for lower price points and I have cash on the sides, I have a strategy, than just to assume we're going to go to the moon, we're going to go towards 40,000 and not have a game plan for 25,000, 24,000. Because one thing is for sure, if we do head to those levels, if we do head to 28 and maybe lower at 26, those are the elite levels I'm talking about right now on the charts. If we do head to those levels, I don't think it's going to be a long period down there. From previous bottoms we've created, if you use the example of summer 2021, which was the most recent one, we touched the bottom and we were gone back up, right? And it's very hard to catch it. So if we are getting to those levels, it's really important you're like a sniper ready to pick that up, because we may not get some of those lows for long. You've seen how quickly, when the market does want to turn green, it just turns green and go. So we need to be prepared for it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to check out PRIMEXBT. Get yourself set up on there, up to $7,000 in bonuses. Make sure you deposit in there and you can activate your bonus. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.